North Dakota is one of the nation's top oil producers. In order to stay that way, companies will need new methods to capture more of the oil underground. A pair of projects focusing on what's known as enhanced oil recovery in Bottineau County were approved by the Industrial Commission last week. Residents Exploration submitted permit applications focusing on 2 oil pools near Alanda. Department of Mineral Resources Director Lynn Helms says the company plans on installing a water injection well. It will increase the pressure of the formation, allowing more oil to be captured. Helms says he's hopeful the project will lead to increased production throughout north-central North Dakota.
There are a lot of places in Bottineau and Renville County where 20th century technology left oil behind. These folks and other operators have figured out concepts to produce.
Helms has previously said enhanced oil recovery would be needed to hold production steady for the long term.